While reading the first reading in the Gospel today, it reminded me of when Mary appeared to her visionaries. I don't remember if it was in Lourdes or Fatima, but when she appeared and they saw her, she said to them, "I tell you that I can't promise that you will always be happy here on earth. However, in the next life, in heaven, I can promise you eternal happiness if you obey and follow God while you are here on earth." That's interesting. Mary didn't just tell them that, but I think she's also telling us the same thing. That while we live here on earth, sometimes it will be great, sometimes it will be sad, and we may suffer, but that when we get into heaven, we will be eternally happy. And that really isn't all. In the readings, it says that even Jeremiah and Jesus suffered many times while they were here on earth. And if you look at the first reading, it talks about Jeremiah being scared because God told him that he needed to go out and tell people his word. And when people heard, they were angry. They didn't like Jeremiah telling them and chastising or criticizing their ways. And many times people even tried to hurt him or kill him. So he was very fearful of doing that. Also, while Jesus was here on earth, Jesus many times faced great suffering and persecution until he eventually died on the cross. Both of them suffered because they followed God's will. They could have just ignored his will, but they didn't. They trusted God and obeyed him and knew that God knew best and that he had a greater plan for the future. So now, in the second reading, St. Paul warns people that it's important to follow God's ways and not the worldly ways. And by worldly ways, we mean going about your life doing whatever you want, ignoring God, and staying disconnected from his plan. Following God's way means that we follow his commandments and his teachings through his church. And yes, many times we will face obstacles and challenges, but if we follow his way, then things will all work out and it will be better for all of us in the future when we get to heaven. Following his will is not always easy. Jeremiah and Jesus both knew that. And in the gospel, St. Peter even tried to tempt Jesus to stray from God's will. But Jesus chastised him. It's important that we pray and ask God for the grace that we can always say yes to his will, even when it's hard, that we can trust him. And also encourage other people to do the same thing. God bless you.